Hello, lovelies. Warren Ellis has been accused of sexual coercion, apparently, primarily from writer and editor Katie West, who I've never heard of, who did something called The Killing Horizon. She's accused him of taking advantage of impressionable young women, including herself, and some other women have come forward in support, sharing their own experiences, allegedly. The original string of tweets has now been deleted, saying this is about a bigger issue than one person, but yeah. The story is over on Multiversity Comics, if you want to go and check it out. Now, I have experience with Warren Ellis in that we've worked together on a book called Red Phone Box, and I've been in the vicinity of or have met him a couple of times, and many of my friends in the publishing industry, friends in the comics industry and so on, know Warren. He has never struck me as the kind of person to do this. The women that I know who know him have always spoken extremely highly of him and treated him as a friend, and have always said he's been incredibly supportive and so on. So I find this hard to believe, which doesn't mean that it's not true. It's just my experience with Warren, and the experience of the people I know who know Warren runs entirely counter to this. And frankly, there have been so many questionable accusations towards people in various industries on this kind of basis that I've been dragged from a default of believe the supposed victim to be incredibly cynical and skeptical of the supposed victim. So I don't know how true this is at all, but my default now is to go with innocent until proven guilty. That said, Warren, I think, is the kind of person who will come out in front of this and admit and say if he's done anything wrong. And even if he hasn't done anything wrong, I think he's the kind of person that would come out in front of this and apologise, which is not to his credit, particularly. And that's probably how this will go, but I guess we'll wait and see. He'll probably come out and say something. He hasn't at the time of going to press here. But yeah, I kind of know the fella. This supposedly describes a pattern of behaviour. In my experience, he's always been incredibly supportive and lovely to women. None of the women that I know who know him have a bad word to say about him. If all this being supportive and nice is a cover for sexual approaches, that's one thing. If it's miscommunication or they feel a power differential or something, that's another thing. There's plenty of scope for misunderstanding here as well. He's certainly always been fairly popular with the ladies for a fat bloke with a cane and a beard, which has given a lot of us a great deal of hope. Either way, he's an incredibly talented writer, and I hope this doesn't cancel him. There's got to be a better way to go about this sort of issue rather than whisper networks and going after people's employment and so on. If only there was some kind of impartial system that we could take our complaints to, that could impose some sort of penalty on people who transgress and do horrible things. But I guess that's just a pipe dream. Zang.